Welcome back to another episode of Weekly Wahala. My name is Crystal Tweneboah, and on today's episode of Weekly Wahala, we're going to be talking about the Blackpink member Lisa getting educated on cultural appropriation by a fan during the fan sign. So, Lisa, who is from the group Blackpink, she's actually released sort of a solo project which has been long awaited, and I really love Lisa, so I was really excited. When she announced that she was going to come out and do a sort of a solo project, because I know she has like a YouTube channel called Lily Film, and she like does choreography, she basically like films whatever she does, and I'm in love with it. Like, I love Lisa. And so she actually released her single La Lisa Love Me, La Lisa Love Me, I think it's La Lisa, wait, La Lisa Love Me, La Lisa Love Me. Okay, enough of that. So she so she released her as a single. I don't know whether to call it a mini album. I'm not really sure, but she has a song called La Lisa, which is her real name, and then another song called Money, and that was released 2 weeks ago, and it has like 225 million views on YouTube, which is the last time that I checked, and of course it's gonna keep skyrocketing. In my opinion, the music video was amazing. I love the style, I love the visuals, the choreography, everything. Like, Lisa ate and she left no crumbs, and that's on period.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique, completely not ever been done before, unafraid to reference or not reference, put it in a blender, shit on it, vomit on it, eat it, give birth to it.
And she never disappoints. Like I said, like everything that Lisa does, I'm watching, I'm there, like I'm present, and I'm enjoying it. I think my favorite part of the music video was, especially the style, was when she wore like her traditional like Thai outfit with a headdress. I know that apparently was Asava who like custom designed it for her, and I think the head wear, which is my favorite, I think apparently it was designed by Paprakas Anu Singer, so please forgive me for pronunciation, but that was really my favorite because like I love gold and I'm randomly attracted to gold. So having, like, when I saw it, I literally gasped, and I had to pause the music video because I was so in love. But anyway, what has caused a lot of buzz lately was that Lisa is also sort of promoting her other song called Money, and I prefer, if you ask me, I prefer the song La Lisa more. I feel like Money is catchy and it's more like, yeah, it's more a style, but I don't know, like La Lisa, the song is more like, for me, it just gets moving, and I love the song. So she was called out for appropriating black culture by wearing braids in a lot of the, apparently, music video she wore braids as well. Like in the performance video she wore braids, and apparently as well too in, like, you can see in the promo pictures as well, she wore braids. And for me, this isn't really the first time that I've noticed that sort of created a conversation with Lisa. I know in the Blackpink Kill This Love music video, when Lisa had her, I think, her rapping part, she came out with like some pigtails with like braids on, and that also caused a lot of conversation. A lot of people were writing think pieces and what they felt about it. Funnily enough, I found out about this through the I think the blog All K-pop. So shout out to them for releasing this story. I think when I saw the video, because it's like a snippet of the video, apparently it was a virtual sort of fan signing thing where Lisa was like virtually speaking to fans, and they were telling her about how they felt, and apparently one fan basically wrote it, like, didn't like read it as in a letter, and read it to Lisa, and sort of took time to educate her on why some people would be offended by her wearing braids and basically appropriating black culture basically.
No, like, I didn't have like bad intention. I thinking that I thought that the hairstyle is very cool. Yeah, that's all. But I feel so bad, and I'm very sorry for, like, if, like, someone like they got hurt from that, from my. I'm so sorry that I have to, like, double check with everything, but okay, well, I'll be, like, like, yeah, I'm so sorry. Well, thank you so much for telling me this, like, stuff, and I'm so sorry. Like, please tell, like, your friends or, thank you so much for listening.
And for me, I feel like I was surprised that that she actually, because like normally whenever like these conversations start out, there's not a, because you have to think there's so many idols, and I'm not just putting the blame on Lisa, so many idols have been sort of accused of culturally appropriating, and a lot of times you don't really hear like the idols response. You don't even know if these idols and I don't really want to baby them. I know that these idols, they have phones, and they obviously they can get contact, but at the same, like, they can't get contact to their fans. But I feel like I don't know how. This, for me, this surprised me because for once I got a raw response from her. Like normally, people like these idols, you just hear, oh, so and so was appropriating black culture, and then you hear the fans of buzz about it, and then nobody, like, it doesn't get to the, because I feel like you're so used to hearing western like celebrities. If that was like, say, Ariana Grande or Beyonce or whatever would tweet about it and say, oh, I'm sorry that you feel that way and that. But I feel like with K-pop idols, because obviously some of them are not allowed to as well, to have to put that in there, you don't really hear them reply, or you don't hear them maybe like acknowledge that perhaps they've how they feel about, you don't hear them like acknowledge whether or not they've offended people, or like you get what I mean. So basically, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was very, coming from a black K-pop fan, it was very refreshing, and I felt like Lisa listened, and because at the end of the day she could have said, oh, whatever, it's not me, or she could have actually blamed her team and said, oh, I didn't really have a say in what I wanted to wear, I just sat in the hair and makeup chair and they did this for me. She could have made any excuse. She could have even pulled an Aquafina. I don't know whether you've seen the Aquafina video going viral, where somebody asked Aquafina about her black scent, and Aquafina was just she was moving around in circles, and she was basically not answering the question.
I'm open to the conversation. I think it, it really is something that I think is a little bit multifaceted and layered, and so yeah.
But and I feel like a lot of people took it to heart, because I think when I watched the video, Lisa said something about, oh, I don't like offending people, and it makes me want to cry to know that, like, I would feel like I'm offending somebody. And I understood where she was coming from, but I feel like maybe some of her fans must have taken it as like, oh, you're gonna make my favorite idol cry, so I'm gonna come out and say really hateful stuff. And so when I was on the all K-pop website, when I scrolled down, I understood it was really upsetting to see that a lot of people didn't understand where, and like I said, some of like the fans are so blinded by, oh, like, I don't want to, because you've hurt my idol, or because you've sort of called my idol out, I'm not going to listen to what, like, and that's like my frustration with it, because I liked that Lisa, and she didn't have to listen to this. I think it's like somebody said, the article said, sorry, she extended the fan sign to 6 minutes because they were actually running out of time, and she actually took time to, like I said, listen, and actually understood where that person was coming from. But then somehow, that was lost in the source with these fans, and they sort of, like, I was reading all these awful comments in the comment section talking about, people were saying, oh, African Americans are always complaining, other people like their culture celebrated. And for me personally, at first, when I hear all this cultural appropriation topic, for me, I always said to myself, I'm not really offended, like, because I feel like some people will say, oh, you're jealous, because I'm not necessarily jealous, because I feel like, in my opinion, braids look good on black women, and they were made for black women, so I don't really feel like, I'm gonna be honest, like, whenever I see these idols doing it, it doesn't make me feel like, oh, your braids look better than mine, like, it doesn't look good to me. Like I don't really, I'm not really offended, I'm not really jealous. It is what it is. But so even as it might even shock you that as a black person, I myself, at first I really didn't understand why there was such a hit back. But I even had to talk to other black people who are in the, you know, who also enjoy K-pop, and they said like, I feel like it is, when somebody talks about, you know, appropriating the black culture, it does act like it's a costume. And to us as black women and as black people who actually wear braids, and we do this all the time, this is not a costume. So it's not okay for you to put it, because I feel like a lot of the times, you know, a lot of people don't like to talk about the fact that when it comes to like, because in K-pop there's different concepts. When it comes to the concept of, oh, I want to put myself up as I'm a bad bee. I don't really know what happened. I don't really know why it cut off. But like I was saying, like you look at all the different concepts in K-pop, and you know, sometimes you have like a sweet, you know, like really flowery concept, and then you have like really like dark, like sort of like swaggy hip hop sort of concepts. But I hate that, like whenever it comes to like the hip hop, you know, bad girl, bad boy, you know, concept, it's all about, that's when they sort of, they bring out the braids and the dreads and the afros and the tattoos and all this stuff that's supposedly supposed to represent hip hop. But it's like, why is it that, so like for example, you see like 17, that the song, I think it's called Don't Wanna Cry, I really love that song, the oh gosh Shivchi Anna, that song, like I love that song. And why I wasn't a member when braids or dreads? You see NCT's We Young, so we young, why wasn't nobody wearing dreads? You have name another song. Oh, speaking of NCT, you know the song that they did, like stay, I think it's called Touch Me, baby touch me. I really love that song as well. Why was nobody wearing a big ass afro dancing around the music video? So you get what I'm saying? Like I feel like when it comes to the concept of, oh, I'm bad and I've got this money, and you know, when it comes to like the hip hop aspect of, you know, K-pop, like when they want to sort of use that as a theme or as a concept, then it's, oh, let me bring out the braids and let me bring out, and you have to understand that that these hip hop artists, like your Megan Thee Stallion and your Cardi B's, Nicki Minaj's, when they wear box braids, Cardi B wasn't a good example, but let's just say Megan Thee Stallion, okay? So when Megan Thee Stallion is, you know, rapping and twerking around the stage, that's what she does. And if she's wearing box braids, she's doing it because she's a black woman and not because, oh, I'm about to rap, so let me just get some dreads. And I feel like that's what these idols think, and so they associate that as, oh, well, if I'm about to rap, or if I'm about to portray that I'm the baddest, or I'm a gangster, or whatever it is, let me just wear a box braids to play the part. And it's like, you don't need to, like, she could have just been Lisa. Like, I love Lisa the way she is. Like, she didn't have to do, so like I said, like, I didn't even think, I had to sort of read the comments and read, like, especially even comments from black K-pop lovers, to see where they were coming from. And I feel like that is what a lot of people need to do more. You know, I feel like sometimes as well, so the reason why it falls on deaf ears is because, you know, a lot of people voice, a lot of the black K-pop lovers who love K-pop and are, you know, are into K-pop, they voice their concerns, and there's a cutoff point because the fans are like, okay, shut up, you don't get to have an opinion, or I feel like you're slandering my fave, so they're like, I don't want to hear what you're saying, so therefore it doesn't actually get to the fans. And it's sad that, like, the fan actually had to, instead of I know that maybe the fan would have liked to say, oh, Lisa, I've been listening to your music for a long time, I love you and I love everything that you're doing. She had to take that time out and to educate Lisa. And I think it's like, are we gonna have to keep doing this for every single K-pop idol? Because it's a bit unreasonable. I feel like we have to, you know, K-pop fans, especially people who are in the black community, can love K-pop and enjoy K-pop and be able to, and like, voice their concerns and voice and say that this makes me feel uncomfortable as a fan, and we should be able to listen to them. So that's really what I have to say about it in my opinion. Like I said as well, like to repeat, I hate to repeat, but like I said, I didn't really understand it at first, and I sort of thought like it doesn't really sort of offend me, but I had to go, and even as a black person I had to go and do my research. Like, I'm African, I was born in Ghana, I was raised in Ghana, and I had to go and do my own research and talk to other black K-pop fans and see why it, you know, where they were coming from, and from where they're coming from, it's that it feels as though it's a costume. So like whenever you want to be in the hip hop, in the sort of the hip hop vibe or concept, you put on this costume of like a caricature as a black person and come out and spit your bars, and then take the costume off and then go around and do your own thing. So even like speaking on the topic of Blackpink, you know, Blackpink have done quite a lot of mellow songs. So like I know they did a song like don't know what to do without you, and that was a very light-hearted concept. Why didn't Lisa rock her braids then? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, why is it that when it comes to when Blackpink are, you know, when they do their hip hop girl crush, I think that's what it's called, a girl crush concept, that's when it's, oh, I have to show my baddest side and I have to put on this costume. But you have to understand that as black people, this isn't a costume for us. This is our everyday life. Like, if I wear box braids and people feel like, oh, it's unprofessional in the workplace, then I can't take this off. This is me. But whereas I hate to feel like, oh, it's a costume to another person, when it's not. And I feel like it's the best thing you can do is listen. Either listen, or if you don't want to listen, don't get involved, because it's not you. Like, I feel like I feel like a lot of people see as, oh, you're slandering my idol, you're slandering my fave, and it's like, no, let your idol get that accountability. And it's like, I'm not really seeing people like swear or disrespect that idol and say, oh, if I see you in public, I'm gonna bust your ass or whatever. Like, they never do that. It's that they're voicing their concern and they're voicing their irritation with this, and majority of the time the fans like alienate them and push them to the side and say, oh, well, you're not a real fan of this person. And it's like,
y'all can't be that dumb.
I like it if it's like, if you've got nothing nice to say, don't get involved, because it's like, it's not your part. It's not if it doesn't affect you and your community, and then don't speak about it. Because at the end of the day, as a black K-pop lover, I know it's not easy for these K-pop idols, especially the ones that really have the privilege to break into the Western market, because I know that white supremacy is also going to target these K-pop idols, and when they do, I'm right beside my favorite K-pop idols, supporting them.
Look at the screen.
That's mine. I'm gonna stick beside him.
And that's what you're going to settle for.
I'm gonna stick beside him.
And I'm calling out that racism, and I'm calling out and saying that, no, it's not okay to make fun of this K-pop idol. It's not okay. So, and I feel like, you know, if I voice my opinion and I say that, okay, I don't like this idol wearing my, you know, my hair as a costume, then I feel like I should have that privilege to be listened to. So like I said, you know, Lisa wasn't disrespectful. She listened, which I feel like it was very, very nice for her to do. And I feel like if given the opportunity, more of these idols may listen as well and may stop and take a stand. But I feel like it's because the fans are pretty much, you know, shutting them down before it actually gets to the idols, hence why they don't want, because I feel like, you know, even Lisa, I feel like it came from a genuine part. Like, she didn't really understand, like, she didn't really I feel like, not really understand, but I feel like this was the first time that she must have probably heard about it, and that's because this has been sort of causing conversation, but like, it's never really gone to her, because like I said, people are not really shutting down the black people who are actually trying to educate them. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I know I probably like rambled on quite a lot, but let's start a conversation. How do you guys feel? And you know, like I said, I really hope that, you know, this sort of creates more of a dialogue. It's not about nagging. Like, we're not nagging. We're just saying that, listen, if you're gonna, you know, and even like to say more about like cultural appropriation, like, if you want to be appreciative, like, why don't you actually sort of like put money into the people who create that culture? So why don't you like hire a black hairdresser to do the braids for you, and to then that way you're giving back to the community, as opposed to just having any Tom, Dick or Harry do the hairstyle and then not do it well as well. That's the issue. Like, you don't do it well, or you don't do it, like, it doesn't look really good. And then when people say, oh well, that's appropriating because you're taking and you're financially benefiting from my culture, and then it's all of a sudden it's a problem. But anyway, yeah, like I said, let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you. This is your Wahala video of the week.